everyone followed this dream to be world champion.
I'll be itching to take this championship away from Sergio.
All 5 lights go out, the race is underway. Evans needs this win to take the title. He comes across, sweeps through, they go side by side. What a grandstand finish in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. It's going to come down to the final corner. It's going to be a drag race.
We are 9 rounds down, which means we have 1 more to go. This is the final race of the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY, and it is all to play for at the top of the table. Today, we will crown our champion. Simon Evans is the challenger. Sergio Jimenez is our current champion. Between them, it's just 3 points. Sergio Jimenez has a 100% record from pole position. Simon Evans has proved that he can score points from anywhere on the grid. It's going to be one of the most intense finals ever. Qualifying is really important in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. So let's take a look at what happened earlier on today with Jack Nicholls.
Thank you, Vernon. An absolutely crucial qualifying session for the final session of Season 2 of the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. All eyes on the title contenders. Sergio Jimenez looking to out-qualify Kiwi Simon Evans to give him the best chance of retaining the title. But Bueno laid down the time to beat, and it was then a shootout between the series leaders. Nick Foster pushed hard. He wasn't able to hook up a clean lap and ended 0.6 of a second adrift. And Simon Evans left it late, but he managed to leapfrog ahead of Sergio Jimenez. Jimenez pushed in the closing stages, but he wasn't able to beat Simon Evans, who crucially starts in front of his title rival. Bueno gets pole position, so no extra point there for either Evans or for Evans or Jimenez. But if it ends like this, Simon Evans will win the series title. This battle is going to be absolutely fascinating. Vernon.
Thank you, Jack. Yes, Amanda, this is the moment we've waited for. It's all come down to the last race on the last day of the lockdown showdown here in Berlin at Tempelhof Airport. It's a great setting. We've got 2 great drivers fighting for the championship title. However, they are completely different drivers, but only 3 points separate them both at the top.
It's going to be emotional. It's been an incredible journey. All the racing that we've seen here in Berlin has just been top-notch. And I think this is just exemplified, if we just take a look back at what happened yesterday in the race. Pole sitter, Bueno, looked like he had everything under control going his way, which is the same story we've seen a number of times. But again, we see Kaka make mistakes when it comes to activating his attack mode. And what this did is it handed that race win to Simon Evans. Simon was let off the leash. He has been the class act of Berlin, I think it's fair to say. Winning 3 races on the trot. Only driver to have ever won 3 races on the trot. Simon Super Sunday, as we renamed it. So it was a really dominant performance by Simon Evans there. But yeah, I think it's going to be emotional. We've got an awful lot to look forward to.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because once again, Bueno is at the front, and we've seen how that relationship plays out between Bueno and Sergio Jimenez, who's in 3rd on the grid today, with Simon stuck in the middle, and he's going to have to get his elbows out, he's going to have to broaden his shoulders, and he's going to have to fight if he wants to remain in front of Sergio Jimenez.
Well, you say that, but I've been doing a bit of a closer look at some of the statistics here. Now, Bueno is starting on pole, but he has been on pole position 4 times so far, today included, and actually only won 1 race.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Sergio Jimenez has won 4 races, but he's only won those races when he has started in pole position. Simon Evans, on the other hand, also won 4 races, but he has only won 1 from pole position. He's won the other 3 from different places on the grid, and I think this is going to be key today because it actually goes to show that Simon is a driver who has fantastic race pace that we've seen all through this weekend, and can actually win a race from anywhere on the grid. So he's going to be hoping that Cacabueno makes another mistake and hoping very much that team orders don't come into play, because I have a feeling they will.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, once again, as always in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY, especially here in Berlin, whether or not they activate their attack mode, because that's proven difficult for the drivers in the past.
A lot of mistakes we've seen in that, so yeah, it's going to be all to play for.
Yeah, all right, well, let's see what the drivers have to say for themselves, because earlier on, Amanda, was it you, Amanda? Of course it was, it's always you, Amanda. Amanda caught up with our drivers to find out how they're going to take this challenge on.
Kaka, you're the pole sitter once again. Are you going to transfer this into a win?
I don't know. I try to win my race and make my race the best possible. But I know, even in Jimenez fight for the title. Yesterday I make a little mistake with the attack mode, and after this I try to help a little bit Jimenez. But now in this position, I don't know how.
Simon, you're starting in P2, just ahead of Sergio Jimenez. What are we going to see?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting race. I'm just happy I'm ahead of him. Still got really good car speed, really good race pace, and yeah. But at the end of the day, this is motorsport. Anything can happen, and we'll just wait and see when the checkered flag drops where it all falls.
Sergio, you're starting in P3. What have you got to do?
Well, let's see now. Today I have the pace. The car is better. I was less than 1/10 behind him, so I'm happy today. I think we're going to be a good fight for the race.
This is the final race of the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY, and our series will be decided today. Now, the eTROPHY has achieved many, many things, most of them on, but also it's achieved an awful lot of things off the track as well. Let's take a look at the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY highlights.
Welcome to the opening of a new chapter in the ABB FIA Formula E Championship at the Saudia Ed Riyadh E-Prix.
And it's here that Formula E welcomes its first support series.
When the series first started in 2018, it created motor racing history by becoming the first international all-electric race car series.
The first ever Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY series races go! We go green, Darius. We go green, let's go! Can he get the job done on the outside? The two Brazilians hip and shoulder each other. He's got one lap to take advantage. Oh, big moment! Oh, Simon Evans in the wall!
It's incredible. 0 to 100 kilometres an hour in 4.5 seconds. And what's really important to remember here is all the drivers have the same car. This is a modified road car.
I was so excited to be part of history. A huge leap forward for electric racing on the track and off it. A series really leading the change for inclusivity and diversity within motorsport.
I am Takuma Aoki. I cannot move my legs, but are now still racing.
Oh, here comes Takuma. Kept it out of the wall. Nicely done. Aoki up in the 5th place. Great drive.
For those younger girls who want to make it in racing, no better place to start than the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY.
Victory at the top of the championship for Catherine Legg. Along with the racing, this series is all about helping to break boundaries within motorsport. And taking her place on this grid, Rima Jafali.
We've got Saudi's first female racer here racing. First time she's actually able to race in her home country.
She's breaking new ground here in Saudi Arabia.
Honestly, I didn't think this day would come. Yeah, really proud, and I hope everyone enjoys the race.
You could see the seed of something very interesting, very exciting, which at the heart of it has an incredibly important purpose, which is about driving change.
Each and every race, this series welcomes a VIP driver, a popular face within motorsport, invited to line up on the same grid as our title contenders. Here we go on board with Archie Hamilton.
Yeah, I'll be getting
Sure. Oh, has he gone for it? Oh.
Once I wear the helmet, it's like the mind setting is totally different, and I'm just trying to do the best.
Salvador Duran, the VIP driver for this weekend. There's the move! Forceful! Oh, no!
The brakes are outstanding. Just that instant torque as well, you know, you get put back into your seat.
That was a great move from Abby Eaton.
And then I'm enjoying myself.
In December 2019, we launched a 20-kilometre range increase to the Jaguar I-PACE, which was literally learned from our experience in racing. We learn on things like material technology. We use things like silicon carbide, which is literally space dust, but it makes a big improvement in the efficiency of the electric vehicle. We have learned a lot with thermal management, how you manage the temperature of the battery, how you use the software to control the powertrain and get the most, not only in performance, but in efficiency. These are all areas where we have embedded engineers in the race team that are taking that technology out and applying that to our future electric vehicles.
This is the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY race car. This is Simon Evans. Say hello, Simon. Hello. Simon's brought me to the iconic Col de Turini, the most treacherous rally stage in the world. The Easy Tiger. Whoa!
Now it's time to show what I can do.
To be able to compete with or beat the Caca Bueno, Sergio Jimenez, Simon Evans, Catherine Leggs of the world, that's what this series has given us.
Sergio Jimenez is the inaugural Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY Series champion.
Everyone followed this dream when you start in go-karts to be world champion.
It's just the start of the journey though, and there's a lot more to come.
The final race in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY about to get underway. Thank you very much for joining us for what is going to be the last 25 minutes plus one lap of action. And there's a title to be decided around this extended Berlin Tempelhof circuit. It's 3.505 kilometers long. The engineers and mechanics just leaving the grid now. The run down towards the left-hander of turn one that loops left and left and left and left, and we've seen so much overtaking there over the course of the 6 races so far here in Berlin. Then it tightens into 2 and 3. A left-hander at turn 4, then the back straight down towards attack mode activation, which is down at the end of turn 7 just by the radar tower. Little right-left chicane at 8 and 9, double left at 10 and 11, then the sweep down to another good overtaking opportunity at turn 15, and then it is out over the start-finish straight again to complete a lap. Really looking forward to this one. Joined in the commentary box by Amanda Stretton, and this is it. This is the title decider, Amanda.
I'm back. Yes, it is the title decider, and everyone has everything to play for. It's going to be fascinating to see how team tactics play out here. Everybody is gunning, but what we have seen in the last few races is some really class driving as well. A lot of respect given, a lot of space given, despite the fact that there is so much to play for.
Caca Bueno starts on pole. Simon Evans alongside him on the front row, crucially ahead of Sergio Jimenez, who's got Nick Foster right behind him in 4th spot. Then it's Abby Eaton in, Alice Powell, my apologies, in 5th position. Then we've got Gregory Seguers starting in 6th on the grid. At the front of Pro-Am is Fahad Al-Ghassabi. There's a battle in for 2nd place in the Pro-Am class as well, which we'll be keeping an eye out on. Takuma Aoki is starting in 7th place, just ahead of Fahad Al-Ghassabi on the left-hand side for Saudi Racing. 9th is Adalberto Baptista, and then the Brazilian driver looking for that 2nd place in the standings. 10th is Jess Hawkins. In her 2nd race, she managed to out-qualify Spooner and Förster. And there is Paul Spooner starting in 11th spot on the grid. And in 12th position, it is Sven Förster, who made his debut in the Jaguar VIP car yesterday. So if it finishes like this, Evans will take the title. It's fundamentally a case of whoever finishes in front will take the championship victory. If they finish really far down the order, it gets a little bit more complicated, but I think we can assume, Amanda, they're going to be running at the front of the field.
I think we can. The big question in my mind at this stage is Caca Bueno. He has characteristically made so many mistakes this season, not just here in Berlin with attack mode, but also when he was racing last year. He threw away plenty of opportunities for podium positions. And despite being this hugely experienced driver, just seems to make a mess of it at times.
So Caca Bueno moves into his pole position grid slot there at the front on the right. There's the view of Sergio Jimenez lining up on pole position. How aggressive can Evans afford to be into turn one. How aggressive can Jimenez afford to be? Because, well, it's just so tight.
It is. I think it's, I think Sergio is the one that's going to have to make the move. Simon has obviously got the advantage being in second position, but Sergio's the one that has to finish in front. So long as they stay where they are now and have a clean race, it is going to be Simon's championship.
Here come the lights. The final race in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY is underway. Pretty even start. Jimenez may be getting a decent getaway, but Evans comes across, covers the inside line, and holds on to second position for the time being. Is Foster going to classic send it? Indeed he is, right around the outside, and he just runs out of grip, but he's going to get Jimenez, but Jimenez is going to put him straight into the barriers. Not cool from Jimenez, and Foster drops 2 positions. Sergio Jimenez once again showing his ruthless driving streak, and that puts Foster back in the pack. Alice Powell is up into 4th place, Aoki up into 5th position, but that was very, very tight down at the first corner. Jimenez getting into the back of Evans as well, I think, as they came into turn 2. That means that Caca Bueno's lead is 1.2 seconds up at the front.
Nick is not going to be happy with that at all. He and Sergio had certainly traded blows earlier on whilst here in Berlin, and he is going to be fuming. And I think the big winner in all of that is Sergio Jimenez, because I think it's fair to say that Alice isn't going to be causing him too much stress in his rear view mirrors, which means he can actually focus on staying right behind Simon Evans, as we can see now.
Here they come into turn 15. Caca Bueno's lead, 1.4 seconds now. Second place is Evans, third is Jimenez. If it finishes like this, Evans wins the championship. If Jimenez overtakes Evans for second position, Jimenez wins the championship for the second time. So these are the 2 cars we're going to be looking at for the next 25 minutes or so.
We saw Simon's race pace has been absolutely blinding. In fact, in qualifying earlier on today, looking at the splits between Sergio, Caca and Simon, each of them had a fastest sector on the 3 sectors in the circuit. So really, there isn't much to actually separate them when you're actually looking at overall pace, but certainly race pace has fallen Simon's way. In fact, Sergio Jimenez actually made a mistake in qualifying quite early on in the session as well, causing a puncture to the front. The mechanics went off, and of course the rules say that you can replace, they get 1 new set of tyres per race weekend, or in this case per day. Because that was a brand new tyre that was now punctured, the mechanics went off and actually chose the best tyre from yesterday. That has now been put on the rear of the car and the rear on the front tyres for extra grip. Oh, attack mode already being taken by Nick Foster there.
Yeah, well, he's got to do something to try and get in front of Seguers and Aoki, but yeah, the tyres.
Sorry, yes. And so, although this isn't going to be a huge disadvantage for Sergio Jimenez when it comes to overall pace, it's just yet another thing that he has to think about that is not working in his favour.
Yeah, indeed. 22 minutes plus a lap to go. Bueno leading 1.4 seconds ahead of Evans. As you say, though, yesterday Evans really strong in the race pace. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, whatever it is we've been here.
It's a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Hawkins is trying to pass Förster in the 2 VIP cars coming up the back stretch. Förster, I think, has done an attack mode. Yes, he has. And there, defending, is the 13 of Fahad Al-Ghassabi. And Forster is trying to get to the outside, and Hawkins is trying to take advantage of that. Paul Spooner out of the race by the looks of things. So that's a big hit to his Pro-Am hopes. And
I'm not sure we saw what happened to Paul Spooner.
I think he got involved in an incident at the first turn, I believe. So we'll see what happens there. Al-Ghassabi is under pressure from Sven Förster. Then right behind is Hawkins, who had good pace yesterday, closed in on the drivers in front, but didn't get a great start. So that kind of compromised her for the rest of the race. There come the top 3, 4, 5, spread out quite nicely. Forster coming through now to move up into 5th position ahead of Takuma Aoki. And into attack mode now goes Sergio Jimenez then. So he's going to come out, he's going to come out pretty close to Nick Foster, but not quite close enough. Foster, one of the many drivers off to the World Endurance Championship at Spa tomorrow. Here's a look at the replay then. Foster did his classic send it round the outside. Jimenez did his classic eat some barrier.
Yeah, he did. I wouldn't be surprised if something else happens between these two a little bit later. Obviously, Nick currently sitting fairly close enough to Sergio Jimenez, and he'll be upset. He'll think that that is just not appropriate driving, and I think it's fair to say that really it isn't appropriate driving. You don't drive people into the barriers on purpose. You should always endeavour to leave enough space.
Yeah, not seemingly any repercussions though for Jimenez for doing it over the last couple of rounds, so I guess he thinks he can. He's in 4th place at the moment. We just saw at the back the contact with Paul Spooner, and I think it was Sven Förster at turn 1 that gave Spooner the damage that knocked him out of the race. Bueno still leading 1.2 seconds ahead of Evans, 2.6 seconds ahead of Jimenez, who is in attack mode now, but he had to get past Alice Powell, so that cost him a little bit of time. Evans maybe has the chance to take attack mode now. He's got a big gap in his rear view mirror. He'll see that big gap. Will he fancy sort of defending off Jimenez's attempt this time around? Yes. He
will. Do you know, I was actually just about to say, historically we have seen Simon wait to take his attack mode. Oh my goodness. Later in the race, and I was totally wrong, because he has taken it now and staying ahead of Sergio Jimenez, which will make him very happy.
Unless Jimenez fancies a bit of a look. He's only got 10 seconds of attack mode remaining, but will he fancy a send down into turn 15? 19 minutes plus 1 lap to go, and I don't think he's that close, is he, as they come onto the brakes into the right-hander. So Evans just about getting away with it by taking his attack mode there. Alice Powell having a little look at Nick Foster in the battle over 4th and 5th positions, but Bueno still leading 2.6 seconds clear, but Evans is in attack mode. There goes Powell on attack mode to the inside of Foster. Foster uses his outside line as much as he loves it. He can't go around the outside of Powell with more power this time, for the time being. So Powell back up into 5th place.
And you can see the damage on the outside of his car there, his wing mirror hanging off. Obviously a consequence of the coming together with the wall on the exit of turn 1 at the start. Oh, he's going to be cross. Oh.
There's a bit of action as Takuma Aoki and Gregory Seguers do battle. Seguers trying to get around the outside of Aoki, but not able to manage it on that run down into 1 and 2.
Takuma Aoki has really raised his game. The longer we've been here racing on this track, he's finding pace and consistency.
Certainly is. Onto the brakes, into turn 7. Side by side further back, as to the outside goes Adalberto Baptista. And he now activates attack mode, or does he miss it? I think he misses it. So that's frustrating for Adalberto. Gives a little nudge to Aoki in all of that. Then Al-Ghassavi is in 9th position in the Saudi racing car, but here's Evans now out of attack mode, right up behind Cacabueno. He's not. I think he's overall gained during that attack mode, because he was 1.4 seconds back when he did his attack mode. The gap's now down to 0.9, so he has net gained with that attack mode, and he'll move into the lead when Bueno activates his attack mode. But we'll see whether Evans can just hold him up a little bit.
This is normally the point at which the race starts falling Simon's way. He's breathing down Cacabueno's neck. Caca is barreling into that attack mode zone, goes in too fast and makes a mistake. But let's see if he's learnt his lesson by now. Looking down at the battle in the Pro-Am category, Adalberto Baptista from Team Brazil again putting in another really solid performance. It was looking like this in yesterday's race as well, and Farhad Al-Ghassavi, the championship winner in that class, took a long time for him to actually make it past. But yeah, let's hope that Adalberto can hold him off for a bit longer.
On board here with Simon Evans in 2nd place, and he's dropped Jimenez. 3.2 seconds is the gap between them. They've both used an attack mode, but Evans could go for another attack mode and still come out in front of Jimenez. So Evans really bossing this at the moment. And what can Cacabueno do? Can he try and slow down and hold up the the second place man, potentially. There goes Al-Ghassabi through attack mode and comes into, oh, Sven Förster sends it well in, keeps the position for the moment, but it won't be for long because Al-Ghassabi, who we're on board with here, is on attack mode.
Oh, but it's still going to hold him up and he's going to lose valuable time. And for Sven Förster, it's going to give him a bit of breathing space from Jess Hawkins, who again has ended up behind him on the start, despite qualifying in front. She's going to be kicking herself over that.
Onto the brakes at the 15. Al-Ghassabi gets the inside, and Hawkins, whoa!
Takes a look as well. Nearly a bit of contact there, but it looks like they all managed to get through reasonably unscathed.
15 minutes plus a lap to go. Al-Ghassabi in attack mode. Evans still 9/10 behind Bueno, up in front, still 3.5 seconds ahead of Jimenez. 15 minutes plus a lap to go. Evans actually loses a couple of tenths on that lap to Kaka Bueno out in front. Powell still in 4th, still 5th for Foster. Seguer's 6th, Aoki 7th, Baptista leading Pro-Am.
When I spoke to Kaka after qualifying and asked him about his plan for team orders, he basically said to me, obviously starting from pole, his position is he just wants to win the race. He's not here to help his teammate. However, should he lose the race win and then slip into second place with Sergio in 3rd, that's the only point at which he would endeavour to help his teammate. He really is very gracious and yeah, just the kind of teammate you want to have.
Well, they've been teammates for years, Kaka Bueno and Sergio Jimenez, haven't they? So it's not as though there's some kind of, you know, rivalry there where they don't get on. They've been teammates in Brazilian GTs, in Brazilian stock cars, in European GT racing. They've done the Spa 24 hours together a couple of years ago, so they know each other very well.
They're like a married couple.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting how different they both are as well. As soon as qualifying was over, Kaka took himself back to the hotel for a snooze before the race, whilst Sergio Jimenez stayed here and pored over his data.
What, in between quali today and the race?
Yeah.
That's commitment.
I don't know how you can actually go to sleep. I mean, whenever I've been racing and had a long gap between qualifying and the race, the last thing I can do is sleep. I'm too pumped up.
Have you done Le Mans?
I have done Le Mans.
And do you sleep during Le Mans?
Oh, don't talk to me about sleeping at Le Mans. It's hopeless. Yeah, it's just hopeless. Yeah, you try and get as much sleep as you can, but the reality is that, you know, you're already exhausted in the week lead up to the race before you've even started. And during the race, you try and sleep, try and eat, just try and freshen up a bit, and yeah, just grab an hour or so if you can. But it's more, I like to think of it more like Margaret Thatcher, just having little cat naps.
Okay, I wasn't really aware of Margaret Thatcher's sleeping patterns. Anyway, Kaka
She didn't sleep much.
Kaka Bueno goes into attack mode and Evans emerges in front. Now, can he hold off Bueno just a little bit? Because this is something we're seeing, that if you can hold off the driver from behind just a little bit, and
you can really scupper.
Yeah,
the benefit
you can
attack
scupper
mode,
them,
yeah.
And then when you get attack mode, catch up to them a little bit quicker. But Bueno's got the inside, onto the brakes, down into turn 15, and he goes through then.
It's really smart defending there by Simon, because he's held Kaka up for as long as he reasonably can, knows that Kaka has got that extra 20% boost of power. So rather than trying to defend into the hairpin and potentially ruining his race with the coming together, just lets him take the line. Hopefully it will be enough. He's going to be thinking it's just going to be enough that on that second attack mode activation, he will be able to just claw back some of the time. It's very difficult for these guys because, of course, they're having to work all this out. You and I are sitting here talking to one another. Yeah. They're having to work it out themselves in the car just by looking in their rear-view mirror. They've got no communication with their crew, and they can only work out if another car is in attack mode by the flashing lights at the top of the windscreen. So it's a tricky one for these guys to actually work out when they should be activating and when not. Of course, they've got 2 activations to use, each lasting 2 minutes. And the trick is to use it, obviously the trick is to use it to your best advantage, but it's knowing when that's going to be, because of course you have no crystal ball to know what's going to happen later in the race.
Absolutely, 11 minutes and 20 seconds, plus 1 lap to go. Through comes Alice Powell, running in 4th position. Nick Foster is 5th. 6th is Gregory Seguers. 7th is Takuma Aoki, but race leading is Kaka Bueno. Now he is just coming out of his attack mode now. Evans is 2 seconds back from the race leader. He's still 3.3 seconds in front of Sergio Jimenez in second and third.
Sergio doesn't look like he's got an awful lot in the bag here.
No,
he looks like he's just going to hope very much that Simon makes a mistake.
It's happened over the last couple of races, hasn't it, Jimenez? He's just slipped away in terms of pace, even when he was in front of Simon Evans a couple of races ago. Evans was able to close in pretty comfortably and quickly.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that is... Right now, if I was going to put some money down, I think I would go pink. Is it pink?
It's what?
The car.
Oh, the car. I wouldn't have thought so, as we have 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Gave me a fright.
What colour is the car then? It's not pink.
It's red. It's red, is it not? It's not red. I'm not.
Look, Alice is red.
Oh, it's blue and red.
It's blue and red, but that's red, not pink.
I guess. I never really. Nothing against a pink car, but is the race. Oh, look at that crunch on the front of Fahad Al-Ghassabi. That's why we suddenly cut to the back of a car and the camera being broken, because somewhere in there is a lovely onboard camera. Here's what happened then. We're on board with it, coming out of the hairpin. He's a long way away here at Alberto Baptista. Is Fahad just going to send it?
It looks like, yes.
He goes a bit wide.
Sort of door open, not... that was the end of the camera, may it rest in peace. Yeah, sort of, Adalberto kind of perhaps left the door open just a little bit. Fahad decided to take a look and see if there was an opportunity there, and clearly there wasn't.
9 minutes left plus 1 lap. Caca Bueno leading.
And Simon...
He's closed in.
Getting back on the tail end of that car.
Yeah, he's getting close now to... this lap actually doesn't look like it's been that great for Caca Bueno. Comes across the line, and yet half a second slower than Simon Evans. Evans is getting into attack mode vicinity here. To have that gap back to Jimenez of almost 4 seconds now. And David Ross Smith says maroon. I think maroon is the right word. Maroon is the right word.
Okay, I have a pink top on. I'm going to go and stand next to it after this.
And I think you will look marooned. 8.5 minutes plus a lap to go. Here comes Bueno and Evans down the down the back straight now.
Oh, Adalberto Baptista has finally lost that place to Fahad Al-Ghassabi. That was a bit of a battle going on there for the Pro-Am lead.
Yeah, but we'll see whether Al-Ghassabi's car sticks together or not. With the bumper hanging off. 8 minutes plus a lap left. Maybe Evans will even fancy just overtaking the car in front, if he can.
If he can. Oh gosh, if he can. Oh wow.
Is it going to be too risky to try a bit of a lunge, or do you just sit there in second place with the championship on the line?
I don't think Caca's going to give him a place. So the only way Simon is ever going to overtake is if either Caca makes a mistake, which is very possible, or he's in attack mode. I can't see making a lunge is going to be a sensible thing to do, because I don't think Caca is going to give it away very easily. And all it's going to do is jeopardise Simon's race, because right now, with 7 minutes and 18 seconds left, he has won the championship. And it doesn't look like there's going to be much fight coming back from Sergio Jimenez.
Another quick lap from Evans, 0.3 of a second, closed in on Caca Bueno. Then Jimenez is in third, Powell in fourth, Foster fifth, Seguers and Aoki sixth and seventh. Then we've got Al-Ghassabi in eighth ahead of Baptista. Hawkins is now in attack mode, so she'll try and get past Sven Förster, and Paul Spooner out of the race in this one after contact on the opening lap. Here we go down the back straight. Still 7 minutes plus a lap to go, so there's no huge rush for Evans to take attack mode. Maybe he's just going to wait for Bueno to make the first move, although that's pretty unlikely to happen.
Well, oh, there we go, as Bueno does make the move, and Simon goes into the lead. Yeah. Did you have a crystal ball and just say the opposite?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I do my commentary. So Caca Bueno then gives away the... That just feels strange to me, because he could have just waited till the last lap and held the lead whatever happened.
Do you know what? I think he saw Simon, he knows Simon has got really good pace, and just thought he has to try and do something. They both have to use it at some point. He could either wait and just see if he could sort of drag Simon out. Simon has got such a lead over Sergio Jimenez. Something has to happen.
Here they come then, down into the left-hander of 16, and look at that, Evans is not getting involved in that at all.
No, very sensible driving there by Simon Evans, leaving plenty of room for Kaka with all that extra power to get past. Doesn't want any damage to his car. Nick Foster, earlier on in the, I keep wanting to call it weekend, of course it's not, it's just a period of time, had a DNF with a radiator problem. Just, you know, the cars are very robust, but the last thing you want to be doing is having any contact that could potentially jeopardise your race.
5 minutes plus a lap to go. On board with Simon Evans, running in second position. 9/10 of a second behind Kaka Bueno, but Bueno has attack mode, so he'll put away a little bit, and there Fahad Al Ghassabi's front bumper does come a cropper, comes into the pits. They got the gaffer ready.
Can't beat a bit of tape. I did my Le Mans race with an awful lot of tape on the car, actually. Helps fix all sorts of problems.
5 minutes plus a lap to go. Bueno hasn't made a huge amount of ground, actually, over Evans.
No, he hasn't. That gap really not... I mean, the gap has grown by around 0.7 of a second, but given that he had attack mode, it's not really as much as you would have expected, as we see Mitch, Simon's brother, watching on. Hi, Mitch.
And Tom Blomqvist with them as well in the Panasonic Jaguar Racing Garage. Evans running in second place. He has dropped away a little bit in this middle sector, Simon Evans, with 4 minutes plus a lap to go.
But he can afford to.
Yeah.
I mean, he can afford to just let this be his race. He's still got enough of a gap in front of Sergio Jimenez to take his attack mode and come out in front. So I don't really think Simon is too concerned as we speak. Of course, those are famous last words, so I say them slightly. I wish I hadn't said them. I wish I could suck them back in.
3.5 minutes plus a lap to go. Bueno there in the lead. 2 seconds ahead of Evans, who's 3.2 seconds ahead of Jimenez. So, I mean, I would suggest sooner rather than later for Evans' next attack mode.
I think at this point, this is now when I would take attack mode, because you've got nothing to lose behind you, you've got no threat. What you know you're going to get is just, once you've activated attack mode, you're going to get an extra bit of distance here. See, look at that. I should have been in the car, telling him what to do.
Exactly. Evans remains in second place then, uses his second attack mode. Jimenez has already used his second attack mode as well. Nick Foster activating his too, with 3 minutes plus 1 lap to go. I've just been really surprised by the lack of pace from Jimenez today, considering his season, considering his start to the event in Berlin. It was Super Sunday that it all turned around for Simon Evans.
We got to remember as well, last year, Sergio Jimenez, the champion coming into this season, just had such a dominant drive, always was on the pace, really very seldom made any mistakes, and yet as we've come here to Berlin, it's just sort of disintegrated slightly for him. He's been struggling with pace a lot. He hasn't been happy with the setup of his car, always trying something different, and when it doesn't work out, you end up scratching your head and not really knowing where to go. And I think just more and more things start going wrong for you across a weekend, and it all starts dissolving. It's like a house of cards.
Bueno leading, Evans second, Jimenez third, Powell fourth, Foster fifth. Then Gregory Seguer's there in 6th position. Next up, Takuma Aoki. Here, the Japanese racer in 7th place. Adalberto Baptista, the Brazilian, is leading the Pro-Am class. Hawkins has got ahead of Förster, but Förster is now in attack mode in the battle for 9th place. Looks to the inside into turn 1. Goes in very hot, and Hawkins has to take evasive action.
He's not backing off, though. He's going to make her work for it.
So through goes Förster, up into 9th place. Back on board we go with Jess Hawkins, the W Series racer, in a first couple of races in anything like this, as she comes out onto the back straight. Bueno leading, Evans second. Evans now out of attack mode with a minute plus a lap to go.
And Simon Evans can now just afford to sit and look at the back of Kaka Bueno, see if he makes a mistake. It's always nice to win a championship with a race win, but hey, if a championship means coming second, I think he's going to take that and be very, very happy indeed.
Through the final corner to start the penultimate lap of the race come the two leaders. Cacabueno 1.5 seconds up the road from Simon Evans in second position. Third is Sergio Jimenez with nothing in the tank, really. Nothing to stop Simon Evans from seemingly becoming the second Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY champion. Powell in fourth, Foster fifth, Seguers and Aoki, the rest of the pro runners. Adalberto Baptista leading the way in Pro-Am. There is Simon Evans, just keeps looking at those mirrors, doesn't he? Keeps checking in behind. As he comes out onto the back straight, 3 seconds, his advantage over Jimenez. When you think of the first races here in Berlin and how close the field was and how difficult it was for Evans to get ahead of Jimenez, the Brazilian is going to be very disappointed. Second place in the last 3 races. He's going to be third here today. And it means that Simon Evans will have had a podium in every race this season. Down towards the hairpin. Evans has closed in a little bit on Bueno, but it's going to be a brave move from Evans if he wants to take the win. And this is not the time to get a bit overexcited, try and win the race in order to win the championship. Across the line comes Cacabueno onto the final lap. Evans is looking a bit feisty, isn't he? Part of me wants to say, just don't do it, Simon. Through the double right at 3 and 4. Out onto the back straight now. He's really close to the back of Cacabueno. Really impressive pace this from Simon Evans. There is the Kiwi. He's a bit too far back. Happily into turn 7. Doesn't need to be getting up and involved with the Brazilian racer. Is Cacabueno slowing down a little? No, not really. It's not as though he's dropping his pace, Bueno, to back Evans up. Evans is just flying. Here they come down towards the hairpin. I say that actually. The last lap, Bueno was 1.9 seconds slower than Jimenez. So maybe that last lap was a little bit of playing around from Bueno to try and help out his teammate, but Jimenez has no response. Up to the final corner, into the left-hander. It's going to be only a second win of the season for Cacabueno, but it is the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY crown for Simon Evans. Across the line in second place, Evans is the champion. Third for Jimenez, fourth for Powell, fifth for Foster. And Simon Evans there won the first ever Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY race in Diriyah in Saudi Arabia in 2018, sorry. And now he has won the championship after a season-long battle with Sergio Jimenez. 4 wins in the last 4 races, after only 1 win in the first 7. He's really hit his stride, and he's the champion. And that's Nick Foster coming to congratulate him, and he's getting escorted home here. Foster on the one side, Powell on the other, congratulating the New Zealander. Great drive. Pumping his fists. Started his career in the New Zealand Formula Ford Championship. Champion in the New Zealand Touring Car Championship. In fact, a three-time champion in the NZ Touring Cars Championship. Beating Tom Alexander and Jason Bargwanna, the V8 supercar racer, to the title. And now he is the champion in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. Again, still celebrating with Nick Foster. And into the pit lane they come. Simon Evans rolls into position to a standing ovation in the paddock area. Number 1 in the championship for Simon Evans, second in the race, but the title is going to be what matters to the New Zealander. Evans climbs out onto the top of the car. The I-PACE champion. There's Nick Foster. They've known each other since they were 10 years old. Foster having joined this last round in Berlin to give Evans some support, and he did at times, but actually I think Evans' pace did it in the end. Woo! Foster's best, I mean, he was second in the first race in Berlin with Jimenez finishing in 4th. That first race really might have been the thing that swung it. Foster getting up and involved there was a huge help. And there's Mitch. Let's go join the celebrations. Vernon.
Thank you, Jack. I'm just going to let this ride because the emotion on Simon Evans' face is really welling up. Let him have a quick sip of his drink. Simon, congratulations. You are our champion.
Oh, unreal. I thought I heard Sergio hit the wall out of 4 or 5 early on, and yeah, I heard him hit the wall, so I knew it was going to be right, but I just didn't know what Kaka was going to do. And he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He just tried backing me up, so I was just trying to play it cool and look like I had no pace. And then, yeah, that second to last lap, he was braking probably 100 meters earlier than what he needed to. So I just tried to pretend like I had no pace, even though I did. The car was a rocket again. But it was just about thinking about that championship. I didn't make it hard for him on his attack modes. I just wanted to him to run his own race. But big thanks to Giltrip family, Giltrip group, Axis, and Wurns. We did it, baby!
Well done, Simon. Awesome stuff. Now, let me ask you, we talked yesterday about a couple of things that you discovered about the car and the pace, and you said, look, there's a couple of things that we've tried, there's a couple of things that we could change, but I don't know whether it's worth taking the risk for the final day because it was all to play for this afternoon. Did you do that? What did you do yesterday and last night?
No, we just rolled out the same as what we did. So nice. It's what we knew. No point going into qualifying with something different. So I'm just so happy for Team Asia New Zealand. Big thanks to Robin and the guys at Jaguar Asia Pacific office as well for putting me in the seat. Yeah, Giltraps, the Wurns, and Access Group for giving me the opportunity to come do this.
Well done, Simon. Congratulations. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. All right, Amanda.
Thanks very much, Vernon. Yes, Sergio Jimenez, disappointment for you, I suppose. I know you were so dominant for so long in this season, and then just coming here to Berlin, you just couldn't quite get into the groove.
Well, it's not my fault. The car doesn't go. So I did everything I can. Since race 6, my car doesn't have the good feeling. I complain a little bit because we lost a little bit in the straight, but it's not because of this. He was better in these races and deserved it. My car doesn't fit. I did everything you can imagine in the setup, and that's it, what I can do.
You certainly gave it your all, and you were extremely committed. You've been extremely committed to the championship right the way from the beginning. What's your impression been of electric racing as a consequence of this? Because it is, I mean, on the one hand, being a production-based series, it is so close because the cars are so evenly matched.
It's a racing, motor car racing. We see that the difference exists. My car now was not very good. So, but it's very nice to be here, part of that. I make history being the first champion. Now second, the championship is not bad at all. Leading the most of the championship, and I think I am the guy with most victories. Anyway, I'm really happy, and a shame I couldn't be second-time champion, but it's part of the racing.
Thanks very much, Sergio. Vernon, you've got Caca Bueno.
I have indeed. Caca Bueno, congratulations. How was that out there, knowing that Simon was really towards the back end of the race, really on your tail?
Yeah, I tried to do my best to win the race, but together help the team. Sometimes I make a very, very slow pace and try to put Evans a little bit more exposed for Jimenez. But fair, absolute fair. And when I see don't have any more what I can do, only put Jimenez in the wall. This is no in question, and try to go to win the race. And I'm happy. I'm happy about me because the car is good, win race. I'm happy because make a part of this. 2 fantastic seasons,
and you've been on the podium every race in Berlin. Berlin has been awesome for you.
I love Berlin. No, in the last year I make a pole and win.
Yeah.
Both this time 7 podiums in a row. Yeah, it's a shame I could be part of this in Arabia.
Yeah.
And the fight of the championship between Jimenez and Evans is not me there, but it's okay to make this. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy because I believe we make history here. The first electric championship for touring cars. I'm really glad to be part of this.
And having you involved, Caca, has been a real joy. It really has. It was so good that you could make it to the German races. So thank you very much and congratulations. Amanda is with James Barkley.
Thank you.
James Barkley, you've been leading Jaguar Racing from the very beginning, both Formula E and I-PACE eTROPHY. You must be so proud of everything that has been achieved this weekend, the quality of racing, the fight down to the line for the championship. Just sum up what all this means.
Yeah, exactly. Every great championship should come down to the wire, and that's what we've seen today. 2 protagonists that have fought right up to the last race. And over the last 2 years, we've created incredibly close, incredibly exciting racing, but at the heart of it all, doing it with a production battery electric car, which just shows the way for the future. So super proud. What a way to end on. What a final race.
Wonderful as well that we've got an Evans taking the championship this weekend. James Barkley, thank you very much. It's now time for the podiums with Jack.
Well, let's have a look at the results first before we get on to the podium presentations in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. Caca Bueno, the winner, as slowly as possible. They always say that the best way to win a motor race is as slowly as possible. Bueno did that today to try and help Sergio Jimenez, but it wasn't enough. Simon Evans' second position secures him the title. Adalberto Baptista winning the Pro-Am class. So in the championship standings, it means that Evans is the winner by just 1 point over Jimenez. Caca Bueno finishes in third, Alice Powell in fourth, fifth for Nick Foster. Takuma Aoki Seguers, Mario Haberfeld and Manuel Cabrera, the other drivers to have competed in the trophy this season. And for the Pro-Am, Fahad Al-Ghassabi takes the title. Adalberto Baptista in second. Paul Spooner gets ahead of Yachi Chang for third position. So it is time now for the podium presentations. There is the Simon Evans car, the championship winning car from Team Asia New Zealand. Caca Bueno onto the third step for finishing third in the championship.
And in second place, Sergio Jimenez.
Former champion Sergio Jimenez is up onto step 2. But the new champion in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY, Simon Evans. The team, the crew, all ecstatic for the New Zealander. Superb performance from Simon Evans. A brilliant drive throughout the year. 3rd place for Caca Bueno. Perhaps the fastest driver on the grid, to be perfectly honest. His record of pole positions has been incredible. But it's the top step for Simon Evans over the course of the season. The champion in the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. Let's take a look back at the final race of the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY. They got underway and Nick Foster immediately was trying to get involved in the fight. He went to the outside going into turns 1 and 2. Bueno held the lead. There goes Foster to the outside of Jimenez, sends it all the way around the outside, but Jimenez hits him, crunches him, tries to put him in the wall. Foster dropped back a couple of places. Jimenez then hold on to 3rd place. Spooner had to retire on the opening lap after damage. Oh, there goes the wheel. Into attack mode went Jimenez. He dropped back behind Alice Powell. Still in front of Foster. Evans was up in front of Jimenez. But before too long, Evans was able to hold on and just pull a big, big gap. Bueno activated his attack mode. That allowed Evans through for a brief period of time. But Evans was not interested in fighting Caca Bueno for the win here. All he needed to do was finish in front of Sergio Jimenez. So even when Bueno was going slower and slower, Evans was going slower and slower still, to try and give the impression that that was all the pace he had. Look how far away he stays here. Oh, no. There you go. Have the room. And Bueno goes ahead. A very smart, very calm, very mature, very impressive drive from Simon Evans. Took his 2nd attack mode, cruised around behind Caca Bueno for the final couple of laps. Bueno did his best to shuffle him backwards towards Jimenez. It was enough for Bueno to win the race, but it was enough for Simon Evans to win the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY title. Superb performance from the New Zealander. Let's throw it back down to Amanda and Vernon.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, real emotion here, Amanda, because after 2 seasons, the Jaguar I-PACE eTROPHY comes to its conclusion, and we've achieved so much. The first support series for Formula E, the first all-electric touring car series. It's been fantastic. We've seen lots of drama on and off the track, and we've achieved so much on and off the track.
We have. I mean, it's wonderful. This is the first, as you say, series for production-based vehicles. Brilliant addition to the Formula E roster, having a support series like this. And as you say, it's not just the technology that's broken new grounds. We've also been so inclusive as well, having so many girls on the grid, showing that all sorts of drivers with different disabilities can also take part and drive as well. Traveled the world, made some wonderful friends.
And we've had 2 awesome champions, haven't we? Sergio Jimenez and, of course, Simon Evans. And, you know, Amanda, I'm really disappointed that you and I can't celebrate by giving the championship trophy to Simon Evans, because last time we did it, it was pretty epic, wasn't it?
In New York, yes, it was very epic indeed, but we're just going to have to wave at him.
We are. So thank you very much for watching us. We've really enjoyed it. Hope you have too. And we will see you, hopefully, fingers crossed, next time.